So this is a perfect opportunity to take some deep breaths and let these energies and essences to just sit within you and come back to that place of your inspiration from this weekend. And you can even tap your heart if you'd like to. And see that symbol. Know that that is an innate piece of you now. Thank you, heart. Thank you for taking care of me all these years. So the story of Viparita Karani starts off with this very active little girl. And her name was Ganga. And she lived in the heavens with her family. And she was very feisty, very tempestuous, very hard to sit still for her. And one day, a great sage came to see her family, and this wind, great wind, came up and blew off all of his clothing. And she started laughing hysterically and pointing at him. And she thought that was so funny to see. Of course, this was a great sage, and some sages had even more ascetic powers than the gods and goddesses. And so she was reprimanded for it. And the sage actually said, "You are never going to come back up into the heavens. You will always live your life down upon the earth." And she was very upset about that. But it was part of her dharma, part of her role. And so she came down onto the earth as this waterway. But because of her feisty nature and her temperament, it was a very furious movement. So Shiva had to sit in meditation, deep meditation, and he had to coil his top knot on top of his head in order to disperse some of that energy that was coming down. And so he did. And so she started to settle down much easier and more fluidly. And so can you begin to feel her sprinkling along the tops of your feet, the bottoms of the feet, the toes? And she's coming with this purifying grace from the heavens. So can you just feel her and visualize in her more calm and cool state? And feel that sprinkling waterway coming down the feet, down the ankles, the legs. And maybe it needs to hang out somewhere. Maybe there's a part of the body that needs that beautiful, purifying, cooling energy. She makes her way down the legs to the hips, cooling, purifying energy. Making her way to the low back, the front of the body, cooling in the belly. This cooling, purifying essence. From the belly up to the chest, the shoulders, back to the heart. Whirling, watering, dancing, purifying energy. imbuing the whole back now with her watery, purifying energy. The whole back, the spine, our beloved spine, traveling up and down the spine. Coming back to the heart, to the throat, the full front of the throat, the sides and the back, the shoulders, the arms, the fingertips, back to the jawline, the cheeks, the mouth, the full front of the face, wrapping all the way the crown of the head to the back of the head, the ears, purifying and clearing the full cellular body, all the cells in the body, purifying and cleansing the cells in the mind. Letting her pool in the third eye, the Bay of Bengal. Being open to the receptivity of this moon energy at the third eye. And now see your full subtle body, luminous, purified and cleansed. Feel and see the full subtle body. And drink it up. It's good medicine. Drink it up. And now can you send that energy out your fingertips and the bottoms of your feet, the tips of your toes, and just let that beautiful, purifying, watery energy pool into your environment. The full body luminous. Your environment luminous, purified. And notice where she wants to go. Notice where she wants to go. begin to come back to this space. Maybe fluttering the toes and fingers a bit. And we'll place our hands upon our hearts. In deep honor and thanks to Great Mystery Spirit, we bow to you. We thank you for letting us be here in this beloved sacred space for this full weekend with all of the wisdoms, all of the teachings from the teachers here, as well as the teachers that we are. And we blossom open the flower of our heart, not only to receive, but to give, in deep thanks and gratitude. And whenever you're ready, begin to slowly take your time and draw the knees in towards the chest, take some movement. So we move from this cooling pose of Viparita Karani to a more vibrant movement, which is Shiva energy. The Viparita Karani is more of the Shakti, receptive energy, the moon energy. And feel free to roll onto one side, stay there for a moment. This is very much like child's pose. This is our beginning of life pose. And so all of the shedding and renewal that has gone on, here we begin and create a new life every time we come to our mats. And you can place one hand upon the earth. Thank you, Mother Earth, for keeping us grounded today. And then whenever you're ready, use your top arm and your top leg to come up to your gentle seat, whatever feels best for you. We'll bring our hands into Namaste in front of the heart and bow here to all of these teachings. And is there a teaching today, from class today, that inspired you or stirred your soul, quickened your heart? And know that that is part of your Dharma. And it will speak to you its wisdoms. It either already has, or it's working its way to do so. And I honor each one of you, and such gratitude and joy and love to each one of you, the great teachers, the magical light beings that you are. And we'll seal the practice with the sound of 3 ohms. Let's clear out the throat. Inhale to the crown of the head. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale to 3 ohms. Thumbs to the third eye. Tapping into the intuitive moon side. Drawing the thumbs all the way down to your sun, your heart. I bow to the divine being that you are. And when you recognize the divinity that you are and in all living beings, and I do as well, you and I, we become one. I bow to you. Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Very nice. Beautiful. So keep in touch with me. Let me know what your favorite myths were, what inspired you, and yeah, such a joy and a pleasure. Share the teachings. Share the teachings. Yeah. Namaste. Thank you.